Welcome back everybody to another F1 Manager 24 video. This time we are at the Netherlands, which means we have ultimately caught up to what's going on in real life. And after this video, after this race, oh no, we dropped down to mostly positive. Oh well. After this race, we will compare how constructors and drivers are going in the Cringy universe compared to real life. We're only going to do it for this video. We might do it for Monza as well because Monza is next week, and I probably won't get the time to do Monza until next week. So for this video, next video, I'm not sure. We might not do it for both. Who knows? But after this video, we will compare the differences between the cringy F1 universe and the real life F1 universe. So I'm a little excited to see how that is going. However, we are in the Netherlands. We are still P7 with Oliver Bearman. Sophia Flores has dropped out of the top 10. And we are hoping for a better outcome here in Zandervort. So, with all of that said, let's get into qualifying to see how this race will start. I will see you there. Here we are in Q1 here in Zandervort. Sophia Flores going fastest in the first sector. But we are watching Oliver Bearman come across the line to set that time to beat, and it'll be a 121.7 as Sophia Flores comes around 2/10 slower than Bearman. Here we are at the end of qualifying. As you see, the timer just hit 0, and we are watching Oliver Bearman, who is improving because now we are on intermediates instead of the wets. We are sitting P20, P21, but Bearman goes up to P5. Sophia Flores, she comes across the line. She will move all the way up to P5. She does better than Oliver Bearman here at the end of Q1. Here we are at the start of Q number 2. Here comes Oliver Bearman to set that time to beat. Once again, it's Sophia Flores going fastest in the first sector over Oliver Bearman, but Oliver Bearman's going to come across the line. It's going to be, I don't know what he put in there, but he did 4/10 faster than Sophia Flores. Here we are at the end of it. Sorry if you can hear the people cutting the grass at my complex. We are sitting P8, P9, trying to get away from the elimination zone. Bearman will not improve. I mean, he will improve, but only by a little bit. And it looks like Sophia Flores will not improve at all, as she did all yellow sectors. So P8, P9 with Albon and Alonso. I think they could definitely eliminate Sophia Flores. But right now we are watching Albon. Alonso, he is not going to finish. And Albon's not going to finish. So this time around, Sophia Flores will not go faster in the first sector. It is both purple sectors for Ollie Bearman. And I'm sure it'll be a third one as well as he comes around with a 118.1. Sophia Flores being just a tad bit even more slower. Here we are at the end of Q number 3, and it's Oliver Bearman with 2 purple sectors once again, trying to get his very first pole position start in F1, and I do believe this would be his first, as he comes across the line, and he will take provisional pole. The only person able to take it is Sophia Flores, but she will only go P8. So it looks like a P1, P8 start for the 2 drivers here at Cringy F1. We're going to keep an eye there on Daniel Ricciardo, see where he goes as he comes around the last turn now into the pit lanes. So there is no threat from him, as we're going to take a look at Verstappen as well. Here he comes into the pit lane. So Oliver Bearman starts on pole position here in Zandervort.
The drivers are ready and the crowds are waiting. It's the Dutch Grand Prix. It's lights out and away we go.
Starting out in P1 for Oliver Bearman. I wish my buttons would listen to me. I did want to give him that ERS. I forgot to do it before the race started. He makes it to turn number 1, still in the lead. We're going to do the same thing to Sophia Flores, who was P8, is now sitting P9, fighting with the Red Bulls on our rookie debut season. We had a win that got erased because of the save, so he has yet to actually get a win. However, Verstappen wrecked into Bearman, and they are both off of the track. They're both going again. Oliver Bearman is sitting P5 right now. It is Verstappen in P6. Let's see what kind of damage it did to the car. It doesn't look like we took any damage at all. Tires are where they were. Aerodynamics, no damage. I think we got out of that one luckily. So, 1 2 My driver received a penalty. Behrman received a penalty. Brother, he was in first. He was in first. And Max Verstappen came up behind him, didn't hit the brakes, and put both of them off of the track. How did my driver get the penalty? Somebody explain, please. Sophia Flores trying to get in front of Daniel Ricciardo, and Daniel Ricciardo takes her out, so she's up in the wall. There's a red flag. That's always fun. Jeez Louise, she's probably out of the race. She is out of the race.
Let's have a look at the action. It's all
What in God's green earth is going on with people in my cars? Both Red Bull associated cars try to take out my drivers. It's a V-carb taking out Sophia Flores, throwing her into the wall, and he just drove away like nothing ever happened. He better get a penalty. On my life, he better get a penalty.
Not for the first time today. The drivers are lined up, awaiting the lights. And it's lights out, and away we go.
Alright, so we restart this race sitting in P4. Looking for P3. We still have a 5-second penalty. And we are going to get up in front of Carlos Sainz for P3. And because Sophia Flores is out and we're only watching Behrman, there's no need to go slow because there's no need to go back and forth to see which car is what. Okay, so after this soft stint, we're going to go on a hard stint. And Oliver Behrman looking for P2 up the inside on Charles Leclerc. And he will get it. He is looking for his old position back once again. Norris is holding on to P1 for the time being. Hairpin. It's not a hairpin. It's also not a hair turn. But we are going to take P1 going down into turn number 1. Oliver Behrman setting the fastest lap as well. Alright, so apparently I'm opening up a bottle of water with my mouth at this time as Norris takes the inside on turn 1 and he will have P1 here on lap 28. And here I am drinking said water that I was opening with my mouth as we go down the long stretch looking to get on the inside of Norris, but Perez is going to take the advantage and go around the outside now side by side up to the hair turn, and Perez is going to take P2 on lap 29. Behrman down to P3. And here comes Oliver Behrman into the pit lanes, already down to P5 as we wait for this 5-second penalty to go away. Off with the old softs, on with the new hards. Not exactly sure. 5 seconds. 2.6 seconds, I believe it was. I don't know if that's how they're going to do the math, but we come out P8. Here we are on lap 48, or about to start lap 48. We have the inside and the DRS on George Russell. We're going to move up to P7. Norris is in the pit lane as we come around. He is leaving the pit lane. Norris had a stop issue. Are we going to be able to get in front of him? We are. So we are going to have P6 over Norris, who was in the lead. And we're going to be ahead of him by 1.5 seconds. That should give us P5. And it does give us P5, a given. Verstappen and Norris might not have to. Perez might not have to. Sainz gets in front of Behrman, so that's unfortunate. Here we come around the last turn and across the finish line for P7. We will still get points. We won't hit the race target. I think we ran out of gas. I'm not assuming yeah, we did. We ran out of gas, which is absolutely wild because it said even, and usually when it's even, we can still make it back to the pit lanes. But it is what it is.
And when you come to
This was...
we need just ignition off and can leave the high voltage on.
I'm not going to lie. I am not a fan of this race. Yuki Tsunoda, he's going to get P9 as soon as he comes around. That one was irritating, brothers. Like, we literally had pole position. He's fast enough to get pole position. But brother could not drive. He already had one win this year. And I believe it was in Miami before the thing messed up. So it's like, I don't understand. I don't understand. But Max Verstappen wins this one with Sergio Perez in P2. Carlos Sainz gets P3. Lando Norris is in P4. Charles Leclerc P5. Oscar Piastri P6. Oliver Behrman ends up in P7, losing 6 spots because he started in first. George Russell gets P8. Yuki Tsunoda gets P9, and Fernando Alonso gets more points this week as he finishes P10. Brother, we started in pole. Max Verstappen wrecked us out. We had a 5-second penalty. So even after the wreck, after the 5-second penalty, we found our way back up into first place, and then somehow ended up all the way down to P7. Absolutely wild. Lance Stroll P11, Daniel Ricciardo P12. Thankfully, he didn't get points. He doesn't deserve points. Lewis Hamilton P13, Alexander Albon, Logan Sargent, Pierre Gasly, Esteban Ocon, Valtteri Bottas, Nico Hulkenberg, Zhou Guanyu, Kevin Magnussen, Sophia Flores. Because Daniel Ricciardo decided to throw her up against the wall, and not in the way that she probably would have liked it. Moving on to the Drivers' Championship, Max Verstappen winning that one, Lando Norris in second, and Oscar Piastri in third, Charles Leclerc in fourth, Carlos Sainz in fifth, Sergio Perez in sixth, Oliver Bearman sitting P7, George Russell P8, Lewis Hamilton P9, Yuki Tsunoda takes P10 this week as Lance Stroll drops out of the top 10, Sophia Flores still in P12, Daniel Ricciardo P13, Fernando Alonso P14, Nico Hulkenberg in P15, driving for Haas leading the 0-pointers. Behind him, Logan Sargent moves up, Valtteri Bottas drops, Alexander Albon, Esteban Ocon, Pierre Gasly, Kevin Magnussen, and Zhou Guanyu. Moving on to the Constructors, Red Bull is leading it at the moment with McLaren behind them, and then Ferrari in the third position. After that is Cringy F1 Racing, Mercedes, RB, Aston Martin, Haas leading the 0-pointers, Williams, Kick Sauber, and Alpine. For your fastest pit stops, there is no Cringy F1 Racing people in there. So it's Red Bull, Ferrari, McLaren, Alpine moves up, VCarb moves down, Mercedes, Cringy F1, Aston Martin, Williams, Kick Sauber, and Haas sitting in last place, not leading the 0-pointers because they actually have points. No bonus money for us now, so we are still sitting right under a mil, but that's okay. Until next time, I don't know what it is you do outside of YouTube, but I hope you enjoy your lives doing so, whether it's work, whether it's school, whether it's you're one of the lucky ones who don't have to do anything but sit back, relax, and enjoy life to its fullest, where some of us do have to work and go to school. Don't care what you're doing. I just hope you're having a good day. I hope you're having a great life. All that fun stuff. But until next time, have fun, and I will catch you next time. I did it again. I did it in the last video, and I did it again.